Welcome to this edition of Weekend Review here at the Loma Linda Broadcasting Network, and there is a lot of great things that have been happening around here over the past few weeks, as you've noticed by other Weekend Review broadcasts like last week and the week before. Well, we're going to add to that today with a special report here from Gadam Hanna, the president of the Loma Linda Broadcasting Network. Now, this studio that you've been working on for how many years or weeks, months?
It feels like months. Years, doesn't it?
It does. It really does.
It does feel. Well, I mean, I'm not physically doing the work so much as others doing the work, but I've kind of been, for lack of better words, the designer behind the project design.
Let me just stop you there, because you're the guy that has been at that studio from 6 p.m. to midnight, 6 days a week.
No.
Maybe 7 days a week. I've seen you. I've heard you.
Yeah.
I've got the emails. I've got the texts.
Well, thank you for your words of confidence. Believe me, I sleep and I spend time with my family and so on. But figuratively speaking, well, I go back and forth working with the various team members, with our VPs. I work with the crew that we have and so on. And it's all limited to after hours, because as you know, we all have full-time jobs.
Yeah, absolutely.
So it's tough. But where we were lucky is we were able to draw some of our children, well, they're men, to do some of the work since they have the technical skills and they grew up in this environment. So that's been a blessing, but also having contractors to bring in and do some of the work, that's been a blessing. But you can't leave any project loose on its own. There has to be somewhere a champion to the project.
And you have the vision.
Well, I mean, I have the passion for the ministry.
We have that too. I mean, you're the most passionate of all of us, without a doubt.
Well, again, I love you for your kind words, but I will say we all have the passion for the ministry, or you wouldn't be supporting me. Daryl wouldn't be supporting me. Hannah wouldn't be supporting me. Our board wouldn't be supporting me. But I have a passion, as the rest of you do, and we all kind of have it in different scales and different colors. But at the end, our passion is to really highlight the word of Christ, the ministry of Christ, because without Christ, there is no entry into his kingdom. So it's all about Jesus. We do our best to lift up the ministry through our physical efforts to make it better, and it continues to grow just like a child. We started somewhere and we're growing bigger and finer and more reliable, and we pray by his grace that we're going to meet all these objectives.
So Studio One has been in a renovation state for about a year, I would say, maybe more. Off and on, but the point I'm trying to make is it's now almost done.
Correct.
I mean, what, about 2 or 3 days left to tune up?
This weekend, a few evenings next week, and it'll be done, and that's where the excitement comes in. We have a very, very nice studio now designed for a whole level of programming.
Yeah, but I saw the same level of excitement when you started this project, so I don't know where you get that energy from, but thank God that you have it, because we are at the point where you're going to apply a kind of a new vision, because the look is the look. Tell us about that.
Well, I mean, the look is just walls, colors, floors, chairs, and all that, but hopefully the environment we have now, it will help us to promote, bring in many speakers, pastors, debaters, to one stage, one environment where it would be sort of like our living room, where all the action will take place regularly, continuously throughout the week, topics, guests, studies of the Bible, and so on, with a lot more of ease, without worrying too much about the technical issues, but rather create a relaxed environment for all participants to be focused more on the gift of the Spirit they have. In the past, our studios kind of lingered on, had mediocre equipment, that it was wearing out, that it was breaking down. Hopefully that phase has ended. And we're excited about that, because we want to bring a whole new level of excitement, new programs, new discussions, debates, bring in people from both sides of the aisle, for lack of better words. Conservatives, liberals, let's create some discussions, some debates. Let's bring our people together rather than having this division. Conservatives think some groups are far to the left and the left thinks the others far to the right. Hey, it's all about Jesus, and we're going to have these serious discussions in our studios from here on.
So you're planning to do this next June or July?
Well, Marlon, if it be that late, I will be heartbroken. The whole level of excitement that kicked in for me and the team to move forward, that we get this started by November of this year. Yes, November of this year. And November only around...
That's like a week away, 2 weeks.
Yeah, it's going to start incrementally, Marlon. So I want folks to know, you're not going to wake up one day and all our programs suddenly change. It's going to be incremental. We're going to build it and build it and build it. But we're really excited. We're ready to open up the book again, and let's dive in and talk about a lot of topics that in the Bible that would only help to shape our faith and our relationship with Jesus.
So, these new programs gonna start immediately, and we could see some changes in just a few weeks then.
That's correct. Incremental again. You know, we're trying to, we're rebranding. This is not a marketing effort. We are who we are. You see what you see what you get, or you get what you see. But we have better resources now, so we're gonna enter a new phase, a new era of the ministry of LLBN.
Now, I know when you say we have better resources, you're not talking about we have a lot more money. The resources are other resources that come into LLBN. And I say that because, well, this project is quite expensive, as you have described. Not only that, we've had some technical difficulties for just a small percentage of the older receivers in the past, but that has a profound effect on the resources of LLBN, hasn't it?
Yes. I'm going to answer your question in little segments. Resources, money, yes, we spend money. We borrowed money to get the job done and done right. Where did we borrow the money? We took it out of our reserve in faith, because our partners out there has always been with us, helped us to go through all phases. So we stepped out in faith. We took the little reserve that kept us somewhat comfortable to give us emergency money, spend it on the operation, to repolish the operation, better equipment, better environment. Now, we're not talking about one studio. We're talking about 4 studios that we had to refurbish.
And one that didn't even exist until this project came.
That's correct.
That you added.
We changed. We gutted out offices and storage and turned it into another studio where it's better, money be better spent than just sitting in storage. We got rid of a lot of stuff that we're never going to use again, made a greater use. So 4 studios, main studio, and money we'll spend in, but we're going to leave that to the Lord and the family of Jesus, who continuously nurtured us, really, as their children, Marlon. It just really, really touches my heart. People out there treated us as their family. They have been empowering us to do this work. And this is the greatest miracle of LLBN, that God's family is putting it together. Not some large name organizations, not some large churches. It's not the General Conference or the local conferences. None of that. It's the family of Jesus who funded us all these years and continuing to fund us. And that gives us strength. That gives us confidence to continue, because we feel that level of support and we're confident of it. 2, the branding. Again, it's not a marketing deployment, but it's rather a new beginning to help the ministry reach out to the masses. Because look, our interest is the masses. LLBN is in so many countries, in so many homes, in so many regions. It's you and I and Marlon and the rest of us. We love Jesus with all our heart, and Jesus loves us back, but he loves all those who are lost out there. And this is an effort to reach to them in more programming, more engaging, more appealing, and hopefully that will draw them closer to Christ and learn with us together as we learn as well. Did I answer all your questions, or did I?
Yes, except you didn't address
the problems.
Well, the problems are solved.
Correct. That's why I didn't address it. So to put it in short.
But what I'd like you to address is the loss of income that those problems created, because our donations have really fallen off.
Correct.
It's almost like somebody turned the tap off. What happened? Oh, I know you guys are praying. Well, that's more important. Keep those prayers coming. But you still need some dollars, don't you?
And unfortunately, the reality of this world, Marlon, that's why for 20 years, you are faithful to your daytime job, as I am and as all my colleagues, because that's our primary living. We're not rich people. We're ordinary people with ordinary daytime jobs. We love what we do at work, but we love the ministry of Jesus. And it's taking your dollars to help us. But that faucet's Luckily, the faucet has a leak in it. If it completely got shut off, we would have been out of business. There's a leak, money's still coming in. And what happened is there was an unforeseen problem occurred that impacted certain number of receivers. When folks can no longer hear us or get us too well, they go to another channels and they forget about the ministry of LLBN. So hopefully we will regroup again and bless you as you bless us, to continue to bless others, because that's what it's about. And those problems are solved. It's providential. God made great things out of all bad things, Marlon, and this was a living proof. There was a problem that occurred. Vendors couldn't find the problem. We couldn't find the problem. Why it happened, we're not sure. But that resulted in a complete overhaul of our entire infrastructure from Loma Linda.
It was a blessing in disguise, because the phoenix rose from the ashes and rebuilt itself.
Well said, well said. I mean, God's, I reached a point saying, Lord, I know you're here.
It's almost like it fed itself.
But why we're at a dead end that no one can find this problem? What have we done wrong? And before you know it, at that last hour of courage, of reassurance, it was like, okay, Father, I've submitted to you before, but now I'm really desperate. And everything just started coming together. Vendors rolled their sleeves back. Everyone got together, rebuilt the entire thing as a desperate effort, because these are Marlon. These are international vendors. Those are worldwide companies. These are not just company sitting in New Jersey, hole in the wall. Those companies in New York and New Jersey, all over the world, they got footprints everywhere. And through that, we did a lot of changes that will be good for us for the next 5 years. Your signal, your bandwidth, your signal doubled its quality. We invested to increase the bandwidth. A lot of people for a long time said, why your signal doesn't look as good as the others? Well, we doubled it to match them. We're not as big as they are, but we matched them. So now you should be happy with the video quality. The audio, it got completely redesigned and put in back, so you should have very nice stereo audio on the channel. Our Sabbath connection from Loma Linda to our transmitters in New York, I say New York because we are spread out here, New Jersey and New York, all that infrastructure got rebuilt and doubled the bandwidth capacity. So if our signal looked this good, now it should look this good. Because when you double it, you're not exactly just doubling. It's just phenomenal, exponential improvement. So you be the judge. Let us know. We'll probably still have some tweaking from now to the end of the year.
I hope it's not too much technical information, but it is the benefit of the ministry. And these are the practical applications. These are your money spent to see these improvements, to increase the ministry, to increase the messages, because you're going to add a whole bunch of new messages from exciting presenters that are coming real soon. So we're just about all out of time, so I want to give this last 30 or 40 seconds.
Well, one quick tip, Marlon, for our family, if Jesus out there, because we made some changes, it might be worth for you to unplug your receiver from the wall, plug it back in, because what we call, for lack of better, for simple terms, like an air bubble from the old system that needs to be purged out of your system. So by resetting your receiver, even if you haven't had problems before, it's okay. Unplug it, plug it back in. Hopefully you notice it different. Hopefully you won't even think of the quality anymore, and you only focus on the content and be blessed by it. And again, folks, remember, this is about our precious Jesus. We want to share him to the masses, to the world, because our ministry is about lighting lives and blessing nations.
All out of time for this edition of Weekend Review. See you next time at the same time here at LLBN.